Getting straight to the point here, I have left automated financial systems. I'm going independent. I always wanted to run my own business, but I've also always had problems figuring out what that could be. A bookstore? People buy books online. I buy books online. People buy everything online. My grandfather, he owned his own land surveying business, but my geometry just isn't there, and I know for a fact that's hot and sweaty work. Maybe, though, there's a specific kind of knowledge and maybe also a specific kind of communication that you yourself are thinking you could use, that you find valuable, that you've experienced with me over that 20 plus years, actually closer to 30 whenever I think about adding in whenever I was at FIS. So for my reasoning, earlier this year I turned 50. Now, feel free to put in the comments, you don't look a day over 49 and a half. Seriously, even if it's not true. When you reach a milestone like that, an introspective person will find themselves assessing where they are in life. In regards to work, is what I'm doing providing service aligned with my own health, happiness, sense of fulfillment, and maybe biggest of all, when a person reaches a big round number milestone, what's that next chapter look like? I lost my father to pancreatic cancer only a few short years ago, days before his 70th birthday. It was one of the most brutal things I've ever had to see someone go through, but it does make a person realize when you see something like that, you may be running out of pages in your own book. Not every story gets the epilogue that we want, and so it's important to align what you do with your health and your sense of fulfillment. A major life decision like this says more about the decision maker than it does about anyone in any room, building, township, or state. And I do want to make it clear that I will always be a supporter of AFS. I believe in the software and what was built in over 55 plus years. Believe in the people in those buildings, and also in our industry, where there are these huge entities, whether financial institutions or service providers themselves, AFS has absolutely always been the underdog, and I've always secretly loved that. So many of you I've chatted with about this, and while I haven't been able to catch up with everyone personally, a video like this is maybe the next best thing, and honestly, some good practice. No matter what I say here, I'll end up leaving someone out. If you're watching, I hope you know I've valued our time together. So remember that bit about bringing service? I'm serious. Work is about bringing service for me. And if we've worked together before and you think I might be able to help with something you're doing, drop me a line. Also, watch this space for some additional updates about my own independent consulting ideas. Thanks again for the time we've spent, and if we've worked together in the past, for the times we may have had during a training event, or during an implementation weekend, or when we worked through a general ledger balancing question, or an interface problem, or any of the number of things we've been through in the past. I hope I not only got us through it, but it made it fun while it lasted. So thanks so much.